Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa, and this is my workshop. So I'm continuing to work on the 48 Ford, and I was discussing the door panels with you in the last video. So let me show you, okay, what we did was, and I'm going to have to put on my glasses because I can't see what I'm showing you. What we did was this panel, this orange panel right here. You see that straight line, and I showed you how adding a little enhancement like that really kind of helps make the overall look kind of pop a little bit. So in addition to that, I added bare metal foil to the handles and so forth, okay? And I put a strip. See that thin strip right in there? So I'll show you just to compare. Here is the panel without that, okay? Can you see the enhancement? How this looks with the bare metal foil and how this looks without it, okay? So what I'll do is I'll show you how I applied that on this one. And I think it just kind of works a little bit nicer with the bare metal foil. If everything goes well with the bare metal foil, I'm even thinking about putting it right here. Okay. I am so damn blind. Right along here. Can you see that ridge right there? And there's another one right up in here, okay? So I might bare metal foil that as well, and I think that'll look pretty nice. So let's go down to the bench here, and I'll show you how I applied that, okay? So hang on. Okay, so here are our two door panels, the one with the bare metal foil, the one without. Okay, and I've discussed bare metal foil in the past. It was quite a while ago. So for those of you who maybe didn't see that video and are brand new and you're not sure what bare metal foil is, this is your bare metal foil right here, okay? And the way this works is you take an X-Acto blade, you measure the amount of foil that you need, and you just cut it off of this backing here, okay? Now what I do a lot of times is I will measure how much I need by using something like this. All right, now I didn't really use this when I was doing the door handle, the window cranks and so forth, but this long strip right in here, that I did measure using this, and that just helped me a little bit so I didn't take a guess and so forth. I usually have a metal ruler or a metal straight edge, and I'll put that down here, and then I can take my X-Acto and go right along with that metal straight edge, but I can't find it, so I'm kind of cutting this by eye today. So anyway, one more thing. What helps is wearing something like this, okay? What these are it's a magnifying visor, okay? And I wear that so I can see what I'm doing, because when you get into these little spots like this, window crank here, all right, that's a pretty tiny area, and the visor kind of helps me see. When you're working on a small spot like that, being able to see is kind of helpful. Okay, so here's the thing, okay? You can see that from here to here is not really very long, but what you want to make sure that you do is you cut this so it's wide enough to drape over both sides of this, all right? So I am going to, this is kind of small. I'm going to just kind of, eyeball this and estimate how much of this I need. And traditionally, I will, can you see that okay? I'm doing this off out of frame, I think. Okay. Traditionally, what I will do is I will intentionally cut just a little bit more than I actually need. All right, so there's my cut, and then I will take tweezers. Now it's good to have a nice pointy pair of tweezers. All right, so I'm going to come in here where I made that cut, and I'm going to try to peel this up. All right. Sometimes peeling this up is the most difficult part of doing this, is peeling this up off of that backing. Okay, there we go. All right. And I've got my piece. All right, hang on. I know I'm off camera, but this kind of crumpled up on, yeah, it crumpled up on me. See, this is so thin, right? And if you're not careful, what'll happen is what just happened to me, it'll crumble up. So now I've got to come back in, cut another piece. All right, so let's try that again. And I will try to be a little bit more careful. Okay, and by the way, I had mentioned about using an X-Acto blade. Here's my usual X-Acto blade. This is a number 11 blade in here. That's the standard blade I use. When I'm doing bare metal foil, this is a different knife, and it's got a different designation on it, okay? So I can tell the difference between the two. And I don't know, can you see this? This is a surgical blade, all right? This is a scalpel blade, and like I said, it's a surgical blade, and it's actually used for surgery. And this thing is as sharp can be. So number one, be very careful when you're using this thing. I mean, this thing will bite you if you look at it wrong. But the other thing is, it'll cut this very thin foil very easily. I mentioned just a minute ago, I don't think I'm going to, no, it's not going to work. I was going to bring the car body back over here, but if I stick that car body in here, it's going to be too close and it's going to be out of focus, and I really don't want to move the camera. But if you put your bare metal foil on a car body, as I showed you before, you don't want to cut too deeply because you don't want to scratch your paint or mar it up. So the way you can best avoid that from happening is to use something very, very sharp, and you just touch that bare metal foil, and you'll be able to cut it without pressing down and harming your paint. Okay, let's get back to this. All right, let's see if I can peel this up without crumpling it again. All right, come on, come on, come on. Sometimes you have to coax it. All right, come on up, I'll give you a cookie. There you go, see? All right, got my piece. And then, let me get this out of here because I don't want it to reflect. Okay, so let's go to this big one right here, okay? And I'm going to place this right over the middle, okay? And then I'm going to just simply push it down with my fingers. Now, I think when I discussed bare metal foil with you in the past, I told you have a burnishing tool, and a burnishing tool is just simply something with a point on it, all right? And you can press it down against whatever it is you're trying to foil, all right? Turn it around, all right? And I'm going to come in with a very small cotton swab. This is I think this is a Tamiya cotton swab. And I'm going to get that right in there. Now, this is really a matter of feel. I'm feeling my way right along the base. All right. And let me just drop this visor. No, that's not going to work. I'm too far away. I see I'm behind the camera. So I'm a little bit of a distance away from this. And dropping that visor down, I'm too far away for that to work. So I am going to have to rely on my old, inefficient vision to try to do this. All right, so now that's burnished down, and I'm feeling with the knife blade, and I'm going along and turning as I turn the corner here, right, and barely pressing down. I hope you can see this, all right. Again, I'm barely pressing down, making sure I've got the tip of this pressed in against this door handle, all right. And okay, so now I'm going to stick this point in here, and let's grab our tweezers and see if we can pull this off. Okay. And this really is almost like surgery in itself. Okay. I'm just peeling off what I cut. All right. Right there. Got that one little piece there. Okay. And yeah, I think that's not looking too bad. Let me just burnish this down a little bit more. And excuse me, I've got allergies, and my throat is kind of messed up. So if I sound a little froggy, that's why. But anyway, okay. Can you see that? And look at, see. I missed that front part, I think. Let me pick this up and look at it. Yep, I did. I missed that front part right there. Okay. So what I can do is I can come in with another little piece of bare metal foil. Or what you can do is cheat, because this is such a tiny little area, and I've got this little marker here. So let me see if I can get in here and do that. And this is going to really be hard because, like I said, I'm far away, and I cannot get a little bit more light on here. No, okay, now I think I can see it. Okay. And then this just has to be touched up just a tiny little bit. Okay, and I think I've got it. Okay, so if you miss a little spot, yeah, a chrome pen like this with a fine point, you can sneak in there, and you can touch up. So where's the end of this? Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, let me get another piece, and we will see about getting one of these door handles. Okay, so hang on, be patient with me. And as I said, for these small pieces, I am just going to simply eyeball how I cut this, okay, without using the measuring calipers. All right, so push that up there so you can see it. All right. And I guess that should be sufficient enough for a window crank. All right. You never see cars with window cranks anymore, right? Everything is electric windows. But I guess back in 1948, that's the way you did it. Okay. So let's choose, I don't know, I guess this one looks good. All right. I'm going to place that right down. All right. And you can actually kind of see the layout. Let me get rid of this again. I don't want it to glare. Okay. You can actually kind of see Well, at least I can. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but you can see the outline of that door handle. Okay. And I'm pushing the bare metal foil right in against that door handle, taking the point of this and I'm pushing it right in there. Okay, can you see that outline? All right. And that's what I'm kind of relying on, is just feeling my way along with this point. Now, with a cotton swab like this, I can get the point of this right down in there and not worry too much. If you use a toothpick, all right, to burnish this down, be real careful, because if you take the point of this and you start pushing on it, you've got a pretty good chance that you might end up tearing it. So be careful. I usually don't use a toothpick for burnishing down unless I'm going to come over the top, and I'll use the side of the toothpick like that. But if you're going to come in with the point and try to push the bare metal foil down against the base of whatever you're working on, again, you got to be careful. That point on the toothpick is sharp enough where you will end up tearing it. All right, so I think I've got that burnished down enough where I can come in here with my surgical blade, or scalpel blade, I think is the way you would look it up on Amazon if you were going to buy this on Amazon. And I'm just very gently feeling my way along the base of this. Okay, and see how I'm turning this, okay? Because the window crank is what I'm saying. Door crank, window crank, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, the end of this, it flares out like that. So you want to go with the contour here. So make sure that you turn your knife, turn your blade, okay, and go right along the contour here, okay? And I already went over this once. I'm going over it a second time just to make sure I've got a clean cut, okay? I think I've got it all the way around. And by the way, when I put this thing down, you can't see this, it's off frame, but I've got some bottles of paint right over there. And I'm sticking this blade, okay, in between those bottles of paint, so it's not sticking out, because you don't want to absentmindedly reach over and grab that, and then you're going to have a problem, okay? So, and if for those of you who have maybe watched my channel in the past, you might have seen a while ago where I was doing a mail call, and I actually did cut myself on camera. And if you want to see that episode, I think it's titled X-Acto Knife Attack and Mail Call. I think that's the way it's titled. And if you're squeamish about blood, you don't see anything. When I cut my thumb, it was actually just off frame. So you don't see any blood or anything horrible. But I did cut myself pretty good with the X-Acto knife that time. And it bled really good. Okay, so we're just in here with the tweezers, removing that excess. All right. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to take my Q-tip. This isn't really a Q-tip, my Tamiya kit tip. Tamiya cotton swab. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. I'll name it Ralph. How's that? So I'll take Ralph, and I'm just burnishing this down. Burnishing down the part that's on the door handle, okay? So, there you go. And that came out pretty good. All right. Now, for this, right up here, where I made that long stripe, all right, for that one, I did use the measuring calipers. So what I did was I measured it. All right, let's take a look. And let's see. And that looks like it's, yeah, okay. So that's about how much I need there. Let's get this back. Okay. And let's see here. So that looks like, get my scalpel blade. Okay, there we go. Oh, actually, I'm off frame, aren't I? I'm out of frame. Sorry about that. There we go. That's how much we need. Right there. Okay. All right. So if this is how much I need, like I mentioned before, I will actually cut a little bit more than what I need. So I'm going to go right here. Okay.
It's going to be a hard game because Soto was lining up a ball ready to catch it and the wind blew it.
Oh, okay. I'm getting an update on the game. Hang on one second. Okay. Mets are playing this afternoon. They were actually supposed to play tonight, but the weather is just so cold and windy, they actually moved it from being a night game to a 4 o'clock start because tonight it's supposed to get even colder. Okay, so let's get back to this. So here's my cut right there. Can you see that? All right, that little line, that's my cut. All right, and I am going to come and just pull this straight. Hold on. There we go. Okay. And right back to there. Okay. And then we will pick this up with our tweezers just like before. Okay. And this is another reason why I will make it a little bit longer than what I need, because you see how I'm kind of making a mess out of that edge that I'm pulling up, but that's okay because it's beyond where I'm going to need it. So, okay, let me put this away again, and let me get that that door panel back. What did I do with it? Here we go. Okay. And now I will just simply lay this on here. Now, I don't know if you can see, but that little seam that I'm going to put the bare metal foil on is right there. Okay. Right there. And when you're dealing with something that small, right, you got to make sure. See, I just tore that piece off. You have to make sure that you're putting this down over the spot that you're working on. Okay. All right. Now, let me bring in my little Tamiya cotton swab. I always want to call these things a toothpick. I don't know why. See, I'm coming up just a little bit short right there, okay? That's the piece that, right there, that I inadvertently ripped off. All right? Okay, so I think we've got that burnished down. All right, and this is right there. See, that's the piece that we want to, put the bare metal foil on. So all of this up here, we're going to cut that out. All right. So again, I will be trying to find that. I'm showing it to you, and I put it down and I lost it. This is it right here. Okay. And from this distance, this is not easy. But I'm just going right along that seam, and I'm putting, again, the blade right up against that little raised ridge that we are going to be foiling, right? And I'm feeling my way along that ridge more than I'm actually doing this visually. Okay, so I think we've got that cut pretty nicely, I think. But we will find out in a minute if I got that out or got that cut properly. Hang on. Okay, we got that edge. All right. And you know what I think I did inadvertently here? I bare metal foiled that door handle. I wasn't trying to do that, but I did. And you know what? Since, hold on a second. Since I did that, let me burnish down that door handle. Maybe I can get a twofer here. All right. All right, let's try that. Let's try that. Wouldn't that be something if this worked out? Where I got the door handle and that little door panel seam. Okay. Okay, let's get around here. All right, let's give that a try. Let us try that. See if we can peel that up. I hope this is all in frame and so forth. I am looking intently at what I'm doing. I'm not looking at the camera, so I hope this is in frame. Yeah, it looks like I got that door handle right there. Isn't that something? I would like to tell you that I planned that, but I didn't. All right, let's get back here. Grab this end. Come on, come on. It doesn't want to come. Okay, let's try this. Try to give another cut here because I'm not getting it up, so maybe I need to cut again right there. Okay. All right, come on. You know, bare metal foil for a while wasn't working. There was problems with it sticking. Well, I think they've adequately fixed the sticking problem. Okay. All right, I think I got that. So let's go to the other side. All right. I'm sorry, I'm banging the camera. Okay, got that. Come on out of there. Come on, get out. Alrighty, so I just have to get this little piece here, get that up, and this is not wanting to come up. Okay, there we go. Come on, come on, come on. I'll give you a cookie too. All right, I think we got most of that up. Well, whatever problems they had with bare metal foil not sticking, they certainly fixed it. And you want to know something? Look at this. There's another door handle right there. And the bare metal foil went over that too. Oh, I just pulled it off. Okay. Well, I guess I can't get greedy. I got this one. I got this one inadvertently. I thought I was going to get another one, but anyway. But yeah, can you see that nice strip that's there? Okay, now I have to fix that. And let me see if I can get a small, tiny little piece. All right, hang on. Hang on. Get back my surgical knife. Now that's just a tiny little piece. Boy, I'll tell you. Tiny, teeny, tiny. I think this little piece that's sticking out here will certainly be enough. Okay. All right. I just had to cut that lefty, because the way I'm standing in relation to this camera mount, I couldn't get the cut the right way with my right hand, so I had to switch and do that with my left hand. All right. I kind of crumpled this, so I don't know if this is going to work, but it's such a small spot that maybe I can get that in there. Does it look like I can utilize that? Oh man, I think I could have, but I just messed it up. All right, let's get another piece. This is what happens when you're dealing with somebody on YouTube who doesn't know how to edit. You get to see all my boo-boos. All right. One of these days I'll learn how to edit. I'm sure it's not that difficult. But as you've heard me say before, I am new to YouTube, so I haven't learned editing yet. Okay, so we've got that right there. Okay. And we'll take our Q-tip or Tamiya tip. Oh, Ralph. I was going to call him Ralph. That's right. Okay. Come here, Ralph. All right. There we go. Now I just overlapped that over this, okay? So I should be able to just trim this, and we should be okay. That's one side. Let's see if we can do the other side. And like I said, I really am relying on the feel of this because, again, as I said, I'm so far away. I'm behind the camera, and I can't drop my visor, my magnifying visor. So I'm almost doing this blindly. I'm just kind of feeling my way along here. All right. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. So we got that side. And let's get this side done. And I think I've got the foil away from that seam that we're trying to foil. Okay, there we go. Okay. And I think we've got it. So let me just get Ralph back in here, and we'll just kind of burnish this down. All right, and yeah, there you go. I think we're looking okay. I got a little piece right there. That kind of, there we go. All right, Ralph got him out of there. Okay. So, oh, there's a little piece right there too. All right. So let me get back in here and see if I can clean that up just a little bit. There we go. Got it. Now, I don't know if you noticed what I just did, but I had a little piece of the foil on the blade after I just told you not to touch this blade. I went on the back side of the blade and just pulled that off. Don't do that, okay? Because I'm telling you, you'll absentmindedly do that and you'll grab the wrong side and it's going to ruin your day. Okay, so that comes under the heading of do as I say and not as I do. Anyway, this gives you a little bit of an idea of how to do the door handles. And I did that little seam in there, that tiny little seam. And it really, I think it looks really nice. Now, I went over it, so I'm not going to continue to be redundant and bore you watching me do this and this and this seam back here. You got the idea. Here's a little piece that I missed right here. You see that right there? Okay. I got to get that out of there. Okay. So anyway, I think, yeah, that really enhances your door panels, okay, with the orange stripes and, the bare metal foil on the door handles and window cranks and so forth. So let me know if you give this a try and let me know how it works out. Okay, so anyway, until the next video, get this out of here. I am going to continue to work on those additional 2 door cranks. So thank you very much for tuning in. Drop me a comment in the comment section down below there. I know that you mentioned that there was one gentleman who wanted to do email in terms of communicating with me. If you want to do that, that's fine. Papa's Model Workshop at gmail.com if you want to talk to me that way, and of course my Facebook page. All right, so thanks again, gang, and I'll see you in the next video.